Good morning. A mantra from the Atma Bodha by Shankaracharya. So we expect pure non-dualism, the ultimate state of the human being and the universe. So we have the individual I am when you feel you are the body or mind or ego. Cosmic I am, the consciousness which feels the oneness pervading all, and the absolute even beyond the universe. How can I put it in words right now? But Atman is I am, so that word Atmanam comes. Let us see how. Om Rajju Sarpavadatmanam Rajju Sarpavadatmanam Jivam Gyatva Bhayam Vahet Jivam Gyatva Bhayam Vahet Naham Jiva Paratmeti Naham Jiva Paratmeti Gyatam Chennirbhayo Bhavet Gyatam Chennirbhayo Bhavet. I will show once more. Rajju Sarpavadatmanam Rajju Sarpavadatmanam Jivam Gyatva Bhayam Vahet Jivam Gyatva Bhayam Vahet Naham Jiva Paratmeti Naham Jiva Paratmeti Gyatam Chennirbhayo Bhavet Gyatam Chennirbhayo Bhavet. And together. Rajju Sarpavadatmanam Jivam Gyatva Bhayam Vahet Naham Jiva Paratmeti Gyatam Chennirbhayo Bhavet. It would be considered very simple Sanskrit, simple structure. Rajju Sarpavad is a phrase in English. You would call it a phrase. It's one word in Sanskrit, a compound word. Rajju is a rope. And the sarpa, just as it sounds, is a serpent. And vad is added to express just like, or as it is with the rope and the serpent. And in these contexts, we all know what is the simile used. In dim light, semi-darkness, in a country like India, if you walk on the road and there is, let's say, a rope on the side of the road, and it's coiled too, and you're not sure what is it. It could be a serpent. So there's a natural fear and apprehension. It really looks like a serpent because the light is not enough. Light represents knowledge, darkness represents ignorance. So in the in-between state, we don't know, is it a serpent or is it a rope? Like that situation, okay? Atmanam, Atmanam. This is the object case of the word Atman. Atmanam, the self. Gyatva, Gyatva. Gya is to know, to understand. We pronounce this as Gya in North Indian style. Having known or understanding the self to be Jivam, Jivam, from the word Jiva, which is the individualized soul. When we look here at our diagram, the I am with a small am, this is our Guru's system that we understand and like very much, the individualized consciousness of soul. It is pure consciousness, but feels that it is the body or the mind or the ego, the thinking mind actually. So then there's all cause for fear also, and that's what it says, bhayam vahet. One will literally carry, one will experience bhaya, fear. If one understands the soul, the self, to be defined by the body-mind, it's called the individualized, compartmentalized, separated consciousness, the individual I am. Although the I, you can see in the English, the I is capital already in the individual and the cosmic plane and the absolute beyond the universe. The I is already fine, but the am, our experience of life, our existence in this life, I am, limited by the senses and the body and the mind and the ego. Unlimited, cosmic, all-pervading, that is the universal I am. And forget the universe, the source of everything, and beyond, the absolute. So, after feeling, after knowing that the self is individual soul, limited, locked up in the body, etc., one will experience fear. Bhayam vahid. Why? Because the body has a beginning, a middle, and an end. So does every single mental entity and identity that we take on have a beginning, middle, and end. There has to be fear of annihilation, because we know nothing in the universe is lasting. Change is the only common factor. More causes for fear than one can even imagine in a single moment. So that's the situation. What is the remedy? Naham jiva. Say naham jiva. Naham has a sandhi in it. Na aham. Na aham makes naham. Na is not, aham is I not, or I am not, am can be understood. I am not this jiva, I'm not this separate entity. Paratmeti has two sandhis in it. Sandhis meaning when sounds melt together or change due to contact. Para atma, how would it be? Para atma, paratma. Para atma, paratma. And another sandhi, atma iti, atmeti, atmeti. Para atma iti. Para atma iti. Paratma is a compound word, the supreme self. Supreme self, para. Para Brahma, Paramatma. Paramatma often. Paratma, same meaning as Paramatma, supreme. Sometimes you can say the universal is supreme already and the absolute. These are not separate compartments. There's only the one, you know. So the supreme self, for sure it is not the individual I am. I am not this. I am the supreme consciousness, universal and absolute. Understand this to be in quotes, quotation marks. The iti at the end closes the quotation. Feel that way, or think that way, feel that way. I am not this individual soul, I am the supreme consciousness. Gyatam chain. Chain is chet, that's a consonant sandhi here. Chet nirbhaya. Chain nirbhaya. Chet means if and when. That is known, that is experienced. Gyatam chet. Then nirbhayo is another sandhi in here. Nirbhayah bhavet. Bhavet, one will become, yes. fearless, nirbhaya. Bhayam is the abstract noun fear. One will have fear in the current situation and condition, bhayam. But nirbhaya describes the person, the one who is fearless. Once one realizes truly, not just, yes, I heard it and I believe it, but one has to feel it, that we are not limited to this body, mind, and ego, but we are one with that. Then no more fear, no more occasion for fear. What is the fear about? Fear of suffering, fear of death, fear of everything you can imagine. But you are beyond. Like the space itself is a good simile for consciousness. The space cannot be hurt, attacked. The space is beyond everything. Only something that has form can suffer and can be injured or hurt or killed. That which has no form, like the space already. No fear either, because fear is due to identity with something. It makes a lot of sense, and it describes what will happen in the course of our journey. We will arrive there. That's the point. That's the goal, to go beyond fear. And for that one has to meditate and make this powerful suggestion. I am not this body and mind and senses. I am supreme consciousness, Paratma, the one in the universe. There's only the one. And nobody to call it anything. It's beyond language also. So I think the simile is clear. When you see a rope as if it was a serpent, it's very real for you at that time, and you're still not sure what it is really. I mean, you're sure it is a serpent actually, but does the rope ever really become a serpent? That's the question. Absolutely not. It's our ignorance of the facts. So that is the important message. The rope never becomes a serpent. Our cosmic self never became locked up in the body. But it's not a matter of belief, it's a matter of having your own meditation and your own experience of that, and then you don't have to believe it because you are it or you feel it. This may help to suggest. Let us chant it again. Om Rajyu Sarpa Vadatmanam Jivam Gyatva Bhayam Vahet Naham Jiva Paratmeti Gyatam Chenir Bhayo Bhavet. Another way. Rajyu Sarpa Vadatmanam Rajyu Sarpa Vadatmanam Jivam Gyatva Bhayam Vahet Jivam Gyatva Bhayam Vahet Naham Jiva Paratmeti Naham Jiva Paratmeti Gyatam Chen Nirbhayo Bhavet Gyatam Chen Nirbhayo Bhavet. Together. Rajyu Sarpa Vadatmanam Jivam Gyatva Bhayam Vahet Naham Jiva Paratmeti Gyatam Chen Nirbhayo Bhavet Gyatam Chen Nirbhayo Bhavet. Permanent freedom from fear. Because if fear is not in the conscious mind, it is pretty sure that it is deep in the subconscious and unconscious, because as long as there's any identification with the body, there's the knowledge that the body will die. It cannot be any other way. And there's fear of suffering and fear of the unknown. To be free from fear, one has to experience in one's own meditation. So a lot of work to be done, purifying and practicing, continuing to study and serve and love. All the yogas are needed. So we call it Yoga Vedanta. Vedanta without the practical aspect of yoga, and yoga without the higher philosophical aspect of Vedanta, they're kind of incomplete. So Yoga Vedanta, as Bhagavad Gita teaches, this is pure Vedanta, you might say, but you can't do without the practice of yoga either. So, and this is a very famous simile in Vedanta. The rope never became a serpent, remember? It remains a rope. Om Shanti Shanti. Thank you for your attention.